What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hockey Stick Talk Nation with my guest today, CCB. Maiden's under the weather, so CCB filled in for him, which was great. So thank you for coming in, CCB. Appreciate it.
I hope you don't have the vid.
As you see tonight, guys, and everyone in the chat, we're going to be talking about the Leafs. I thought, why not bring CCB in since Maiden's out and try to get a hold of some other people, but thanks for CCB for stepping in short notice.
Yeah, I'm not this huge Leaf fan. I don't know anything about that.
Like always, want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat here. So shout out to Robert Springs, Spicy Kitchen, Southern Boys, Uncanny Swag, Barry, CCB. Thanks everyone for coming. We appreciate you all. And we see more people pop in the chat. We'll give them a shout out.
Schlag is already saying go Avalanche.
As you see, the topics tonight are scrolling down the bottom. So they're not in order. We'll be talking here and there about each one. So yeah, CCB, what do you think about the Leafs so far this year?
Well, I think it's a slight improvement. It's bigger improvement on the defense. My only question is, how's the coaching going to fit in gel with the players this year? So that's my biggest concern right now. Is he going to ride them hard?
Definitely. He's got the. He's going to be the stern voice that if they don't play his way, they're going to learn very quickly.
Yeah.
So he's going to be calling out some of the weaker players, as they would say.
Yep. Beginning of the season, there's going to be I think a few players that might be sitting on the bench in the third period if they don't show up, which I got no problem with.
Yeah. A little tough love isn't going to hurt anybody.
No. Last time we had that was Babcock, but that was a whole other fiasco.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
Pitchers.
Yep. Again, I'm at that stage where my other team in Toronto, the Blue Jays, are right now. So we're looking forward to hockey season.
So, and then, the Berube, pretty much the biggest news in the off season.
Yeah.
Susanna, thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Yuki's family right there. So appreciate them stopping in.
A Spicy 4K had it's like, but they don't show the playoffs. The guy behind me, even though I got him in the picture behind me, he, like I said, I was talking to him earlier. He came off a high ankle sprain and wasn't the same player yet. Now, mind you, he's not a forecheck, a big forechecker or anything like that. His defensive plays with his stick, not his body. But yeah, I think that high ankle injury caused a little bit of limbo in it for him. He was coasting around. He couldn't do much. So, but again, this is his year to prove it. So, if he didn't want to get traded, this is it.
Speaking of Mariner, why don't we just dive right in? So, this is, like you said, this is his big year to prove if he's going to be a Leaf or if they're going to let him walk. So, that's the biggest thing. Like, trade deadline, too.
If he has a good year and the Leafs say, hey, we'll give you this much, they're not going to. I'm a Leaf fan, and even if he has a 100-point season and does decent in the playoffs, say he does decent in the playoffs, I wouldn't pay $12 million for him.
Yeah.
If he wants to take a discount, 10 or less, no problem. But 12, 13, whatever it is, the maximum cap that his agent wants to get for him. If he wants to stay a Leaf, it's up to him. But I'm not signing for that when I could, too many of the same type of players on the same team. You need a mismatch. You need a gritty forward like Matthew Knives, another one of those players on the team, not another guy not another playmaker. Let's just call him a playmaker. So
personally, I like to see him walk, so the Leafs could have some money coming in, and then kind of help get what they need, the pieces that they need as well.
exactly, like I said, he would have to take a discount to stay as a Maple Leaf. So if he wants to play here,
Yeah,
as I told you earlier, if no matter what part of Canada you live in, if the Leafs ever win the Stanley Cup, your life is bought and paid for in Canada for the rest of your life.
that is
You
true.
don't have to buy a restaurant food. You can get free drinks. It's all your bar tabs are settled for the rest of your life.
Trips from Air Canada.
Yep. Just the endorsements alone, you're making money back.
Definitely.
You'd be doing tampon commercials with the Maple Leafs on them.
Yeah. And that'd be a national holiday for Canadians too.
I'd be taking the next day off if it was a work day.
Let's talk about the
straight.
same core. This kind of really, I was kind of wondering about should they have shook up the core this year, or should they run it back one more year and see?
Well, the problem is that the no movement clauses.
Yeah.
Tavares has one. Marner has one. You just locked up Nylander and locked up Matthews. You're not moving those two. There was no problem with those two. The problem is having too many playmakers. So you need more of a 50-point, 60-point grinder. Something like that.
Kind of, I heard Willie's name out there in the trades. I thought Morgan Riley might be in the trades. There might be teams interested in him too. Kind of shake that up a little bit.
He's my favorite defenseman, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Great playmaker, but again, he doesn't body check.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
but yeah,
as for Tavares, I know his contract comes off the book not this season, next season. After that, if they could get him for $4 or $5 million to be a third line center, I got no problem with that because reliable centers are very hard to find.
Yes.
So you get him at a bargain if he wants to stay leave. I got no problem with that, but if he wants more than that, yeah, he's bye-bye.
Hey Zach, thanks for coming. So I got your projected lineups. This is interesting to me because these are Craig Berube's lineups that you're probably going to see coming into the start of the season, which really intrigued me. So for your first line, you got at center Matthews, on the left Matthew Knies, on the right Mitch Marner. So that line seems really intriguing. Then you go down to your second line, which I'm iffy about. You got on the left wing Bobby McMann. You got center John Tavares, and you got on the right wing William Nylander. To me, Tavares should be third line center. Maybe bring Domi up to your second line.
Again, I think that is a flip depending how the season goes. I would start probably Tavares. I would have more trust in Tavares as my second line center in the start of the season over Domi. Domi had a horrible start last season too, so.
Yeah. But yeah, on your third line with Domi was Holmberg and Kalyanrik, which seems pretty good. And your fourth line, which looks to be like a beast line, is David Kemp, the center, Ryan Reeves, and Connor Dwyer. That's going to be your bread and butter line right there, I think. You're going to see that line going out against a couple of the top lines there to kind of wear them down a bit.
And again, training camp. I'm hoping to see Cowan make it out of training camp this year.
Yeah,
and maybe see what he could do.
Cowan does. I'd have him slotting in the third. Take out Holmberg.
He had a great minor league season last year. So, sorry, if you could hear the banging, I think my son and his friends just are banging around upstairs.
And then you got your defensive pairings, which look pretty good, I must say. So you got Morgan Riley on defensive pairing with Chris Tanev. Yeah, OEL and Timothy Littlegren, and Simon Benoit and Jake McCabe. Defense seems pretty good. It seems like they got defensive with an offensive, which is kind of a nice mix to see there.
Praying everyone stays healthy.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
More so defense than offense.
Yeah. So then your power play units. I think this is going to change.
Okay.
They have, for the first
I'll be
power
right back.
play, they have Marner, Tavares, Nylander, Riley, and Matthews. Then your second, they have Domi, Callie, Nyes, OEL, and Timothy Littlegren, which seems, first line seems good. Second line seems like it could use a little bit of work. Hey, Christopher, thanks for coming in.
10-year-olds, I would tell them to be quiet.
But yeah, the power play seems pretty good. Second power play, kind of iffy on, but they'll probably won't get a whole lot of time with the first power play.
Christopher, I think Nick Robertson wanted to trade. I still think that's going to happen. He's going to be traded.
I think he wants to go with his brother in Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is a possibility. I just told him to stop stomping there.
But the penalty kill unit's a big step up this year. I really like your penalty kill.
Thank God we got rid of our power play specialist. What a waste that was last season.
Penalty kill looks really good. Yeah, David Kemp, Connor Dwyer, Jake McCabe, and Chris Tanev as the first penalty kill, which seems really, really good. And then, yeah, Calle Jarnkrok, Mitch Marner, Simon Benoit, and Timothy Littlegren as your second penalty kill, which is not bad either, as long as Marner's healthy with that ankle sprain.
Yep. If the Leafs went and scored 3 more power play goals in the second round, they would have made to the third round. Or sorry, the second round. They would have beat Boston if they just scored a couple more power play goals. That's it. That's all it came down to.
Yep.
One
goalies.
goal.
Goalie starter Joseph Woll and Anthony Solars. So if Woll stays healthy, great. Solars is a good, solid backup, which is really good. But it all depends on Woll, I think.
In the Wall we trust. We need some Wall slogans to go for this year.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like we were talking earlier, Joseph Woll, if he can stay healthy, be a big, big help to this team. Because that's what they need is goaltending.
I say if he stays healthy, plays 50 games, I'd be happy. Get 50 games out of him.
Yeah.
Going into the playoffs.
And you got a good backup that you can trust in the net now, which will be good for them too.
You got Matt Murray as a veteran presence too as well. So in case one of them does get injured, you got someone you could depend on a little bit.
And you got who they picked up too, Philip Myers, 6'7" defenseman who can hit and play a very hard-paced game, and like he's going to be good if he gets the playing time, and which he will with Berube. He's going to be a diamond in the rough for the Leafs, I think.
Yeah.
Having that big body in the back there. Look out!
The Leafs needed someone big. They tried that when they traded the Kings for I can't remember his name right now. They wanted injured reserve. What was his name again? Is it probably I don't have Cap Geek anymore, so you can't do that anymore. What's the?
I know who you mean. I can't think of it either.
But yeah, they traded for a good player in him, and then the neck injuries got to him, so ruined his chances. So.
And he was a good defenseman too.
Yeah.
I think Oliver Ekman-Larsson's really going to help this team too.
Hopefully.
I really do. It's just coming off a Stanley Cup with the Panthers.
Florida Panthers.
But I think everyone knew that was going to happen. Florida was just a team this year. They just had a really good team.
I picked the Rangers to come out of the East this year. Remember? I picked your.
Yep.
I was close.
The Rangers.
It wasn't for a certain goalie standing at his head.
The Rangers, I think they're still a couple more years away. I think
I know. I think they're a legitimate shot again this year. They got a goalie. They've got the players. It's just again, hockey playoffs. You get a goalie that stands on his head. It don't matter what the other team is. I mean,
I
Detroit
really
Red Wings
think
had
the
Lidstrom
Rangers didn't play Shesterkin as much as they did this year
Yeah.
and kept them a little bit healthier in the stretch towards playoffs. It would have been a different story.
But yeah, Bobrovsky just stole that series.
Yeah.
So
And good on him. He deserved it.
Yep. I got no problem with Bobrovsky. I don't mind Bobrovsky. It's a certain player on the team on the Florida Panthers that rhymes with chunk that I don't like. Or his brother. Not a big fan of the Chucks.
But
Jumping
yeah,
at our goalie, and I still remember.
no, it's good. I mean, Toronto, they always seem to luck out to play Boston. I think if they could play any other team, they might have a good shot of moving.
They had a shot at beating Boston. I thought that was a good series. Again, their power play didn't show up. If their power play scored one or two more goals, they would have won that series. That is
Okay.
it. They only scored one goal on the power play. They
So
had their
here's my-
chances.
Here's a question for you. What do you think of Keith going to the Devils?
I don't think that's going to help the Devils. Now, the trades they made, the Devils did help. But trading, I mean, he's not a horrible coach. And if you're hoping your power play is going to improve on that side, even though he wasn't in control of the power play. He's the guy that puts the players for the power play, but hopefully that doesn't hinder New Jersey.
My biggest thing is New Jersey. I think this whole summer they just picked up goalies.
Man.
Seems like every second day they picked up this goalie, this goalie, this goalie. And then they got Markstrom.
Again. It might have never went to 7 games. Who knows? Because it's speculation if they play Florida first would have won. But again, their power play didn't do anything against Boston, and Boston was the weakest Boston team they've played. So
Yeah, I think Boston's on the downhill now. I think they're going to slowly start to rebuild here.
I'll never say that. They could be the Tampa Bay Devil Rays of the American League.
They might get one more run in them this year, but I think after this year, they'll be starting to rebuild there. So Toronto's starting to build back up, and this might be their division now because Florida lost a bunch of players this off season, so they're not going to be the same team. Buffalo, that's going to be a surprising team, I think.
Exactly, Spicy K. That's why I said it was the worst Boston team they played in years. And I don't think the Leafs played. The goalie was fine. I thought their defense was fine. They led in hits, I think, in the first round. So it wasn't that. It's just they're special teams.
I think if Wall wasn't hurt too for your last game, it would have been different story.
But even still, a power play. Score a damn goal.
Yeah, no, definitely. So there's another goal in your guys' system too. Dennis Hilby, who's right on the cusp of to prove that he's ready for a longer look in the NHL, which is going to be good. He could be your number 2. Because Solar's only signed for 1 year, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. No cap geek anymore, so.
So Hilby is, from bringing up his stats, he's a real good goalie.
I got a Matthews.
Yeah, he could be a solid backup that they need for the Leafs organization. Because he said he's ready to take a bigger role. He wants a bigger role. And I think...
Yeah. Again, Matthews, and I'm pretty sure Marner's ankle was not 100% either. So, but again, that's playoffs. So you can't. Injuries are going to happen. Again, power play. 2 goals. They would have won the series.
They had all the weapons on the power play too. All the weapons. Yeah. Just could not do it. But I like the D-core this year. I really do. this is a different decor, which they really needed to get bigger and a lot tougher. They got meaner in the defensive end, which is nice.
Again, they were mean in the playoffs. I was really excited that they played the way they did against Boston. I was like, they held up on their end and they got it to 7 games. So, but again, the Game 7 curse.
The playoffs is a different beast. People don't realize it, but it's a totally different beast.
I've been a Leaf fan pretty much my whole life. I say in the past decade, losing Game 7 overtime last year, it was just like I woke up the next day like it was another day. The scab didn't heal. I was already prepared for that to happen. No premature celebrating.
Tanev will be a nice addition. He's going to bring in the gritty and the toughness and the blocking shots with his face and everything like that. So I think he's going to be Toronto's really going to love Chris Tanev, I think. He's one of those grinder guys that Toronto falls in love with.
Now, are we prepared for Upper Deck for Series 1 to have his hockey card?
Yeah. Hopefully.
How he poses for his hockey cards all the time. They got to get an action shot. Get an action shot. Don't get him standing there doing his thing. I got too many of those cards.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I think he's the type of player Toronto needed.
Yeah.
He really is. With no teeth, the classic Tanev.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. No, but yeah. So yeah, there's a big, huge trade rumor out there. I don't know if you guys know this.
I didn't see it today, but again, my Facebook feed is full of Bo Bichette is going and Vladdy's going and
Hey Vogs, thanks for coming, buddy.
Will.
Yeah, so there's a trade rumor that there's talks between Toronto and New York. So Toronto's looking to get Lafreniere and Trouba for Marner and Lindgren. I'm sure there'll be picks in there if that happens, but just trade rumor. Thoughts on that?
What is the salary for not Lafreniere but the other guy?
Lafreniere just signed a 2-year, so I can't remember what it signed for.
I think it's much, but it was the other guy I was worried about his salary.
Trouba is still signed for 1 or 2 more years.
It's at $7 million or something, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's where the Marner contract will come in.
And that would free up more cap space for the Leafs, but is Trouba worth that? But again, you free yourself of Mitch Marner's contract. I could pick up another player besides that.
And that gives you the options to do something in the trade deadline too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a rumor. I thought it was pretty cool to see.
I know they're trying to move him for cap space. I know the Rangers were trying to move him. But again, it comes down to Mitch. Does he want to go to the Rangers? Is that what
it comes because Trouba's no trade clause kicks in soon too, next year, I think. So it all depends.
I wouldn't have a problem with it other than that we have Trouba's contract to worry about. But again, it's $4 million less than what Mitch is making. So,
and how much is Mitch Marner going to want next year?
Yeah. Well,
that's the other question.
If he wants $12 million, I'm like, bye.
But Trouba and Laffy seem like a Berube type player too. Yeah. Laffy came up to his own this year.
He's what was the other player that? There's a few players that started off pretty slow in the NHL. They had, but they showed up a few years later. And it wasn't Nail Yakupov.
Who's that?
Slappy, one of Slappy's favorite players. Whatchamacallit? Joe Thornton didn't have a good start to his career.
Yeah, it's true.
He was a slow starter too, and he turned out to be a Hall of Famer.
Brent Burns too.
Brent Burns, yeah. There's a few players that didn't quite. I mean, Laffy didn't have a horror. Again, we could put all the blame on Laffy as much as that, but again, the organization didn't exactly help him out the first 2 years with putting him with line mates, and I mean, they probably rushed him a little bit too much.
I
He should
think
have played in the AHL one season or sent
I
him
think
down.
too the COVID year really hurts
Yeah,
him too,
COVID did some messing up too. So
because you didn't really play the full NHL season. So trying to get adjusted to a full NHL season compared to COVID seasons really doesn't help.
Yeah.
But I think pairing him with Panarin and Trocheck, that line was unbelievable all year.
and he had a good playoffs too.
Yeah,
So
he really showed he was
Ranger games, but I saw the highlights, and he was in them all the time. So
he really was the first overall pick that they picked that year.
Yeah.
He's been showing it. He's more of a power forward. It's funny because when they're in the Q or the OHL or anything, you see them as he scores. Then when they come to the NHL, they really have to try to find what they are. They're not going to be a scorer. They're going to have to be a playmaker. In Laffy's case, he became a power forward.
Interesting. All the stuff, or like we're talking about non-Leafs too, and where they may happen. So it's like it's not over yet. There still could be trades.
Yeah,
The moves. There's still a few agents. What's up, David? A few free agents still sitting out there too.
yeah.
So
Cali. But yeah, no. Off season's still going. Training camp don't start till October. I think September.
for sure, I did not see Nashville doing what they were going to do.
Oh no, Nashville just went from the bottom to the top. And then Tampa getting rid of Sergachev as well to Utah.
Like it was interesting.
Signing Gensel.
Yeah.
So it seems like they went younger, but kind of older as well.
Yeah. So Gensel still is a veteran.
But I'm curious to see what Tampa Bay fans are going to be like when opening night hits and they let Stamkos go.
Well, again, it's a business decision. At that stage in the game, you get to take a younger, faster player. I mean, you look at half the goals Stamkos had last year around a power play. He was a power play specialist. That was pretty much it. It was minus whatever I went for 5-on-5. So he slowed down. He's still not a great player, but I mean, at that stage of his career, I mean, you got to make the hard choices. You can't go with your heart. You got to go with your, you got to go with the business sense.
Yeah.
So.
And then, two, did you see they're planning on taking the C from Tavares?
Again, I think still Tavares would be a better cut. It's just, again, you don't see Matthews. I don't see Tavares. I thought O'Reilly would probably be the best captain, or not Morgan O'Reilly be the best captain on the team. That way they're going to get endorsements with Captain Morgan too. So I always thought that. You get the rum company on
I
this side.
Should have got the C from the get-go. He's been there the longest.
Yeah.
He's been through the ups and downs. He's been through the worst of worst. I mean, when they had Phaneuf.
Yeah.
So to me, he's the most deserving guy to have the C. And then when they gave it to Tavares when he came, I was like, yeah.
When Tavares was a captain on the Oilers, so it was almost a no-brainer. But I still thought O'Reilly to take the pressure off Tavares would be better. Again, I don't know what it's like in the locker room. We all don't know what it's like. What does that, having a captain? When we do have that program, was it the ESPN thing? We have that stuff in the back. But again, we don't see half of what they show. So
no, they only show the good stuff. They don't show the actual stuff in the back to see.
Yeah. Again, they made Luongo a captain.
That's true.
So
I remember that.
It's almost like a meaningless thing right now in today's day and age about who your team captain is.
Yeah, because there's a lot of teams right now that don't have captains.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few teams out that don't even have captains.
I think there's five or seven that don't have captains right now. They have assistants. Yes. Oh, be interesting to see.
I'm a realistic fan, David. I don't plan any parades. I criticize my team more than anything. So
David's a Pens fan, so I don't
thought
really
he
know how to
had
take
Pens.
that either. If they don't sign Crosby here soon, you might not have a Crosby. So that'll be interesting. Like me and Jason were talking about backstage, next year's going to be a real good, fun free agency because Draisaitl, Crosby, if he doesn't sign, what's McDavid going to do if Draisaitl leaves? Marner, like there's all kinds of stuff. I think Matthews is in 2 more years.
2 more years, yeah.
Will there be an Arizona team for Matthews to go to?
I don't think so. No.
We'll see.
No.
Zach, what's going on, buddy?
Zach, the other part of Zach Squared. He had the big stream last night.
Yeah.
I'm filling in tonight for Maiden, Zach.
He is.
Had to get the other East Coaster in here. I just don't have the accent.
Toronto got a boost for their scouting staff too, taking away Calgary scout Mark Leach, who came over with I can't remember the GM now. I'm losing the blank here.
Oh, the scouter's name? Yeah. It's not on the top of my mind. It's a scout.
His scout's name is Mark Leach. He's really good. He's drafted a lot of good players for Calgary over the years. Mangiapane, Dustin Wolf, the goalie, Shillington, Monahan, Gaudreau, Tanev, Rasmussen, and Anderson. Like,
yeah, so not that the Leafs had that much of a problem with their scouting. I mean, a lot of people passed on Marner.
Yeah.
That was a sick draft. That one is too. So
imagine if they redid all the drafts for the teams that actually would have picked.
Oh, the Leafs have been guilty of a few of those as well. I would say they haven't in the past.
Yeah, no,
traded their first round picks. They could have had Brodeur for Christ's sake back in the past.
That's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of players the Leafs could have had.
No,
imagine if the Leafs, if there was no salary cap in NHL right now, and the Leafs could have did what like the Dodgers do.
Yeah, they'd have a lot of hometown boys coming.
They got a $200 million salary hit on the team.
So
let's buy everyone.
So let's get some prediction. Where do you think the Leafs are going to fall this year in the Atlantic? What place you think, realistically?
It's going to be a toss-up at the top for them in Florida.
Really?
And the Rangers. Those are the top 3 teams, I think. I think Tampa slid down a bit. Boston slid down a bit. But again, all it takes is an injury. And I think it just, lose you a bunch of like 10 or so points right there. So
I think Florida's going to drop this year. They're not as strong.
Again, they will, but they're not. They didn't fall back that much. Not like Tampa or Boston did. So, but again, you never know. Those teams are.
I think Boston could take a little bit of a dip. Boston will be on the edge, I think, this year for the Cup or for playoffs. I think they'll be right there, but they might be a point or two in or out because they really didn't do anything either in this offseason.
It's going to be tough.
That's true, Christopher. Chris says Florida's going to drop, but they'll still be a tough team.
That too, and David makes a good point too. They've been to the finals 2 years in a row, and they've been pretty fatigued. So
it takes a lot to get to the finals, and then you don't got very much downtime because you're still celebrating with the Cup, and then as soon as that's done, you gotta get right back into training camp.
Yeah.
So it's not much time.
I do know one of the players is from Saskatchewan and Florida. Brought the cup up before he went to he's a First Nation, so he brought it to really far north of Saskatoon.
Nice.
He did bring the cup to Humboldt and brought it to the Humboldt Broncos.
I saw pictures of that.
Yeah, so that was nice of him to do that. And I saw the cup, I think 4 or 5 years ago when Tampa won in Shaunavon, Saskatchewan at the parade there. One of the players was from there, so
I seen the cup when Crosby and McKinnon brought it.
And one other time, when the Ducks won the cup, I actually had the jersey Ryan Getzlav had autographed in the back when he had the cup here in Saskatchewan, in Regina.
Oh, nice.
That's where it's from. I've met Ryan Getzlav so many times. Him and his brother have played the CFL. One's got the money, the other one's got the hair. That's what I keep saying to Chris and Ryan.
That's true. Swag, McKinnon, yep, that's right.
I bowl with Eberle's parents, so I'm kind of hoping Eberle wins the cup so I can actually see the cup up close.
I really want Eberle to win a cup. He's my PC player, my favorite
player. I knew Eberle when he was 9 years old. So before he even started playing for the Regina Pats.
When I lived out west, I got to see Nugent Hopkins play every day for the Rebels.
Yeah.
So that was good to see. He grew up. I'd really like to see Nuge win a cup too. I really think he's overdue.
Yeah.
Very good player, underrated player too. Lots of talks about him to Boston too. That's been going on for a long time. Because Boston needs a center.
Well, the wife is coming out and click clap his shoes. Or flip flops. It's going to be a crazy year again.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting season this year. Curious to see how Utah does.
I'm curious to see what the Utah jerseys look like.
Right now they're just black and blue with Utah.
Utah, yeah. The Utah Hockey Club.
No name till next year.
Yeah. Unless they move them. So.
Way rather see Pavelski win a cup over New. Well, Pavelski is retired now, so that's not going to happen.
No.
But I think he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's for sure. The guy could not skate a lick, but he knew how to put a puck in the net.
Yeah, and he knew how to stand in front of the net. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's
the best two tippers in the league are him and Crosby
and Kreider. Chris Kreider. Chris Kreider.
Pavelski for the fact that he just he stood in front of the net. There was no way to move him. Crosby just makes these ridiculous stick. It's like, how did you deflect that into the net?
He just knows how to angle it. He knows the angles to do.
He's not in front of the net, and he had to be 10 feet away from the net and boink, into the net. Or he bats it out of the air into the net and stuff like that. Crosby got the hand-eye. That's
same with watching Kreider. If you ever watch Kreider on the power play, all New York does. I don't see too many
Ranger games. I know he's good.
All does is shoot the puck towards the net and hope Kreider tips it in. That's their power play.
That's what the Leafs did with JVR years ago. The Leafs had him. And he's still a free agent too.
Yeah.
The Leafs could pick him up for cheap if they could get him. I wouldn't mind that either. Put him the third
line. A reunion.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they kept Domi over Bertuzzi. That's one pickup I really liked. And then Bertuzzi went to Chicago, which kind of I'm like, all right.
Yeah, Pavelski was. There's been some picks like that. What was the Red Wing that went in the 7th round? Ah, geez.
Pasternak.
Yeah, Pasternak was a late round, but it was the Red Wing player that was in the 7th round that turned out to be one of the best players in the NHL during the early 2000s. Datsuk.
Oh, Datsuk, yeah. Another player that could not skate.
Yeah.
but had a goal scoring touch. He could not
Yeah.
skate, but he could score. That was the NHL back in the day. They could not skate, but they could score.
Spicy, yeah, that's I got it in time. Ooh, we got a tough. It's tough. It's tough being a Jays fan right now. I can tell you that, and been a tough couple of decades being a Leaf fan. I mean, it's not that they're playing bad, so you can't, you could put a few more teams below the Leafs that have had worse luck. Buffalo. But I don't hate the Buffalo Sabres. I don't. There's one team I don't hate. I always like to see the Sabres do good. So.
I really thought Toronto would have tried to be in on Markstrom for what New Jersey gave up for him. I think Toronto really could have done the same thing, especially where they hired Tree Living as the general manager.
I opened a hobby box earlier, David, but I've never found any extended on the shelves.
Yeah, I can't find any hockey here right now.
I don't have a hobby shop in my city anymore, so that's the biggest thing. So I go to Walmart every other day. Walmart's the only place other than online, but I don't like buying online. So
shipping costs too much.
I'm in Ripa Mall's break right now for 10 hobby boxes of extended. The stream is going on at the same time. So I have the Leafs. Surprise.
What do you think of Matthews this year? Think he's going to...
Matthews would be on pace for probably another 60 goals at least, I think.
Think he's going to break 100 points this year?
Because he wasn't held. He had a stretch he was out this year too. So, and if he stays healthy, he has a shot for 100. Again, the coach, if he rides those players like he should, I think you might see a couple more than one get 100 points. It's possible you might see 3. Nylander had a good start last year. If he didn't tail off like he did in the middle part of the season, you could see all 3. So
I think Nylander just needs to work on defensively. He's terrible on getting back on the back check.
I thought he improved last year. I watched a lot more of his games. I thought he was better last year than previous seasons. My problem is that when he gets down on himself, when he's not scoring, he gets down on himself. Again, like half the game is mental. So
yeah,
you can be the best player in the world, and you just you don't feel it. It just doesn't happen.
Spice says stats we don't want cup.
Yeah, again, I'd take the cup over anything. I'll pull every one of my teeth out of my head for the cup right now.
No, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Toronto's going to be an interesting team this year. Like I said, it all depends on the goalie. It really comes down to that. If Joseph Woll can stay healthy, then they have a legitimate shot because he proved he's a playoff performer.
Yeah,
he really did. They kind of put them in New York. Maybe New York one step ahead because of defense and the line.
The Rangers a slight edge over Toronto with their goalie and the defense. So,
yeah.
Again, I'm really hoping Cowan has a great training camp like he did last year. He didn't make it because of his age. He didn't make it last year with all the other players ahead of him. I was able to see that, but he had a great minor league season. He is most likely, if he doesn't make the Leafs, he's on a junior team. I put him on a junior team right now for World Juniors. His last shot at it. So,
yeah.
But if he makes the team and plays well, I don't think he's playing in the juniors.
Yeah, no.
Works out. Yeah, I picked the Rangers. I picked the Rangers to win the Stanley Cup last year. He can tell you that. That was my pick.
He did.
So, and I'm a Leaf fan.
That he did.
I don't. When it comes to money and stuff like that for hockey pools and that, I don't go from the heart.
I had Florida beating the Rangers, which they did. I just thought Florida was the overall just well-rounded team last year.
Yeah.
From the goalie out to the centers to the 4 lines deep, the pickups they did and the trades deadline, and it was good to see Paul Maurice get one. And I like his comment saying next he wants one in Winnipeg, which would be nice to see too.
Wants to play in Winnipeg. That's what sucks.
Yeah. And it'd be heartbreaking to see because Winnipeg's been losing attendance too.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. It's not for the fact that they don't have a fan base of Winnipeg. It's just that they're not marketing right in Winnipeg. And the ticket prices are a little bit too high. I wouldn't say it's horrible, but they've not marketed right in Winnipeg. There's been a lot of complaints about that. Living in Regina, we've heard a lot about, like, they should be like pumping money into Regina. Hey, it's only a 5-hour drive away. Come over to some buses and tickets and with rides back and forth, a hotel room, anything like that. I mean, we get that for when the Jays are playing in Minnesota here in Regina. And that's a 12-hour drive away.
Yeah.
So why can't you do it for Winnipeg? It's closer than Calgary. It's a 10-hour drive to Calgary. So
yeah, that's true. I lived in Red Deer, an hour from Edmonton in Calgary, so I got to see both teams play. That was fun.
I remember the old days of the Whiteouts and Timo Solani playing on the team. I remember all that. Glory days. It just could not get past the Edmonton Oilers.
I think I think you're going to see Matthew Knies have a big year this year under Berube.
First line, Matthews.
And he's a Berube type player, big power forward that can shoot, score, hit. I think he's going to have a huge season this year.
Yeah. He had a great playoffs. I thought he played really good against Boston.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if Marner walks or Matthew walks, Matthew Knies is just as good as them two.
Except Tripalic. It's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a fun time. Now at least they got to stockpile some draft picks.
Yeah.
I'll go trading around the first round draft picks for a few years.
They got to start building up the farm system.
Stock up that cupboard again before all these players start getting older. You got to build it up again. Don't make that mistake.
Hey, Trip. Thanks for coming.
Especially if the NHL doesn't change that tax.
Yeah, that's brutal.
All these American cities that have the tax-free. They should give it.
Then all the people leaving Canada to go play for tax-free. I think that's really what hurts the Canadian fan base too.
The fact that Winnipeg is in the butthole.
Winnipeg's got some great players there.
They've had some great players and they drafted some great players, but again, boo! Another Montreal Canadian pulled by sticks.
I think you're gonna have a nice rivalry this year with Ottawa. Ottawa got.
We always do.
Ottawa got better. They got a goalie now.
After stealing Damian Rhodes from the St. John's Maple Leafs for their goalie, and he won the very first game against the Montreal Canadiens.
It's going to be that first game's going to be a real barn burner, especially after that Ridley Gregg slap shot empty net.
Yeah,
this first game between them two this year is going to be fun to see.
That was just dumb. I got no problem with bat flips and celebrations and stuff like that, but taking a slap shot into an empty net,
especially looking back at the player and then doing it, no. And then Morgan Riley, I was proud of him for what he did.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I had no problem with it.
No.
He just got his hands up a little bit. He should have, again, someone on the ice should have did that over Morgan Riley. But,
it was great to see that from Morgan Riley, though, because you don't see that from him.
No.
So it was great to see that.
He did a few things like that in Moose Jaw, but that was a WHL. That's a whole other fiasco to WHL when it comes to brawls and fights in the old tin can arena.
The best defensemen come out of the WHL.
Mm.
The best defensemen come out of there. And I'll stay true to that forever.
It sucks that we only got to see Bedard for 2 years here in Regina. Man. I'm not sure how long you've been following me, DM, because I said when he was drafted and I saw him the first year he was in Regina, I said, he's the next one. When he was 16 years old playing for Regina, I said, he already has Matthew's shot and he has great vision. I said, if he had McDavid's speed, it would be a knockout. It'd be best player in the league like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have McDavid's speed. That's his only thing. But he's got
McDavid.
Yeah, but he has a better shot than McDavid. So,
I'm really excited for Macklin Celebrini. That's my guy. Like, I'm high on him. I think the Sharks got a real good one. He reminds me of one of my favorite players, Jonathan Toews, quite a bit. So, which was a hell of a player. Hopefully, he can get better and someday come back.
I think it might be done, but again,
I would really like to see him work with Connor Bedard, Jonathan Toews, if he could teach him. I think that'd be real good for Connor Bedard too.
Oh, I just realized that one of the reasons why a lot of people might be around right now is because the Olympics is having their big ceremony right now. The opening ceremony.
Yeah.
So
with Lady Gaga singing.
I think Celine Dion is singing at the Eiffel Tower. So that's what I heard. So I know what after the fiasco of the past couple of Olympics, with especially what they did with the NHL, I support my Canadian athletes. Don't get me wrong, but I think the Olympic Committee is about as corrupt as FIFA, or worse. It's like, oh, you want the NHL players by? Well, you have to ship them over here. You have to pay for their insurance. You have to pay for this. You can't have any advertising. I'm like, really? Like, what's in it for us? Nothing.
You get to watch them play.
We have the slight chance of one of our players gets injured and can't play for our team when he comes back.
Yeah. I'm excited for the Four Nations though. That's going to be pretty cool. Yeah. I would really like to see for an All-Star game, I'd like to see the NHL versus the PWHL.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun, kind of get the two leagues.
I said give the women's league another year or two, see what their attendance is like that before you expand, because then you can start expanding to like the western side of the country. So,
and if anybody hasn't watched that hockey's exciting.
Yeah, Christopher, just as corrupt as FIFA. That's what gets me. I like when the Olympics were on. I used to watch everything. I don't care if it was like rhythmic gymnastics, if Canada was whatever it was on, I support it. But now it's just gotten to the point that as I grew older, I got to see how corrupt it is and what's been happening. And you got a player playing in this for the Netherlands that convicted of raping an underage child, and they let him play. It's like, really?
No rules. And then they wouldn't allow air conditioners for Team Canada. Did you see that? They wouldn't allow air conditioners in the rooms.
Well, Team Canada's got Team Canada's taking pictures with their flags and everything. So better not have any drone footage.
Yeah, only the soccer.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good year. I'm excited for when hockey comes back.
Rip 'em all just pulled. I think Raven actually just pulled a Brian Marchment clear-cut Hockey Heroes card.
Oh, nice.
So
too bad there's a Marchand for.
I got the Seeing Red variant of Austin Matthews. That's what I was excited about earlier. I don't have that one. So I got the Black Diamond out of extended of Austin Matthews.
Nice.
So. But it's going to be, like I said, usually at this time of the year, I'm still into baseball because the Blue Jays for the past 3 or 4 years have done enough to get into the playoffs. So at this stage, they've never been out of it for a while. And now I'm like, I'm so drained from baseball that I'm now looking forward to hockey this early. So
Yeah, hockey's going to be a fun one this year. I'm really excited about it. I don't know if you've seen, but did you see the next big kid coming up? Gavin McKenna. I think he plays in the WHL. He's Connor Bedard's cousin.
Connor Bedard's cousin. I've heard of him, but I haven't seen any highlights of him yet. I got to look that up.
He's
What
going to be
team
really
does he play
good.
for? Is he playing the WHL yet, or is he in the one
Yeah, he
below?
plays for the WHL. I just can't remember what team he plays for.
So I know he doesn't play for the Pats.
Yeah, but
I would know it.
he's going to be a real good player. He's going to be on Team Canada this year.
I guess I should have took out my Maple Leaf cards earlier, son. It's okay. I got them all next to me, so.
Oh yeah, and then the new rules this year, that'll be interesting to see, like the glass over the puck or the puck over the glass challenge.
Glass over the puck. What?
So that'll be interesting to see. Yeah. So I guess we'll finish her up because you gotta get to that break for Rip 'em All.
Oh, it's already going on. It's already probably half over. I've been catching glimpses. I don't think any Bedards have been pulled so far, but I did get that one big Masters card. So I got my big Leafs. Then I show the. If no one has seen it yet on this stream, I show off my high gloss out of 25 Connor Bedard card from 2021 Team Canada. I pulled 4 Bedard cards out of that box, and someone offered me $1,000 for that card when I pulled it 3 years ago now. Now it sells ungraded for like $3,000. That's what the Bedard's are pulled from that. So, but let's get to my Leaf cards.
Yes.
So I'll start off slow. I've been unlucky in hobby boxes pulling Leafs. Let's just say that. I have had luck. But Julie Farnham sent me that one.
Oh, nice. Anybody who doesn't know, Julie's the card legend, the angel of the card beauty.
I did pull this one. That was one of my better pulls. The Shadow Box.
Oh, nice. I've actually got a bid on one of those for Alex Bray-Boulet on eBay right now.
Looking card. It doesn't do it justice on the screen. I picked these up at a card show. Rookies. They're green, so I have a green screen behind me so it doesn't show up. And that's Mitch Marner. Firebox Break sent me some loose packs, and Tristan opened up the packs. And out of all the packs, I forget what autograph he pulled, but he pulled a Leaf autograph on one of the boxes, Mike Walton.
Oh, nice.
So on card. Open up a Peachy. I pulled a glossy Mitch Marner rookie.
That's a nice one.
So, another one of my pulls from SP Game Used. I pulled the Frameworks, Austin Matthews. And maybe 3 months into my channel, remember those mystery boxes? I don't know if you remember those mystery boxes, MJ Holdings, Championship Edition, stuff like that.
Yep.
They have packs inside, and like occasionally you get those old, overprinted Connor McDavid rookies and stuff like that. I got some packs inside. I'm pulling my packs. I'm like, oh, I got a young gun in this packs. I wonder what it could be. Firebox Breaks got pulled one from one of those mystery cubes. So it is possible. Believe me.
And Julie still hasn't pulled her Kirill young guy.
No, still doesn't pull the Kirill. So we've done that. So I've got lots of other Leaf cards here too, but it's just those are the big ones.
I got I don't know if I showed you this, but Perch picked this up for me at one of his card shows. And it's numbered at a 299, 239.
Nice.
Jordan Eberle signed patch here.
Nice.
There you go.
There you go. I remember his first goal he scored. Remember that one? The first NHL
Yeah,
goal?
I do.
Did a hop over the stick and chip. And then they had that thing afterwards with Taylor Hall saying, yeah, it was my debut and all that. And he had outshowed me.
That was still one of my favorite Oilers team with him, Paul, and Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah. It wasn't too long ago, if you think about it.
No. And all three are still in the league.
My wife is in the room and she's staring me down. What am I doing?
Did you see this, Jason, from Spicy? You got a Jeff O'Neill signed Leafs card.
Well, was that a Connor Bedard? No, that was Connor McDavid card, which I saw. Do I have a sign? I got a Jeff O'Neill card. I don't think I've got one autographed. The crime dog, right? O-Dog.
O-Dog, yeah.
Pulled it. I know I did a short, or not short, but a video I did pulled an O-Dog, but was it autographed? I don't think it was autographed, but I think it was with Carolina at the time.
I have yet to pull an auto myself. Someday soon, though.
I mean, I've had better luck pulling Blue Jays over Maple Leaf cards, but anyone who's watched me has. I don't think I've got the Connor Bedard here, but I got the Connor Bedard canvas card in series two. But I have a history of opening hobby boxes and pulling like Cole Caulfield or Alex Lafreniere or what's the Detroit Red Wing? Not the one that follows me around.
Lucas Raymond.
Lucas Raymond. I don't know how many Lucas Raymonds I've pulled. I think I pulled every time I opened a different product of his rookie card here. I pulled a Lucas Raymond. If I do a giveaway, I pull a Lucas Raymond rookie card.
I just seem to pull good stuff out of the Tim Hortons cards. Like I pulled the Vasilevsky Gem, the Connor McDavid and Lemieux card. Like it seems Tim Hortons I get like the best pulls out of. Like you pull this one.
Lucas Raymond Duck, Julie. Yep. Nice.
Julie, what's going on? Thanks for coming.
But yeah, I pulled one, but I traded for something, I believe. So warm. It's warm here in the West Coast, I can tell you that. Ugh.
I can't wait for the arena days.
Does it still what team does Halifax have now? When I lived there, we had the Mooseheads. When I lived there, we had the Nova Scotia Oilers at the Metro Center. So I used to see the Nova Scotia Oilers play there. So
we have the Mooseheads.
Oh, I got a Joseph Wall card. I just saw that. He just pulled
Nick Robertson going to the Kings.
I still think it's going to go to Dallas, but again.
I think so. I think he's going to go with his brother. And Dallas got some options that they could offer the Leafs. So
yeah. And the Robertson family is half Filipino. So
yes,
Filipino. Which is another thing the Leafs should get is get that singer we had a few years ago that was Filipino.
Oh yeah,
the new one is just not good.
I found most of the singers now are terrible.
Yeah, but we had the best one, and I don't think they got rid of her. I think it's because she went on to do other stuff. But they pulled a gold something. Adam Fantilli.
Julie says his card's so cheap now.
Yeah, Robertson's cards are cheap. I just showed off one of the cards you gave me, Julie.
She did.
Holographic FX. Adam Fantilli. Nice pull.
All right, Jay. Well, I'll let you get to your live with Ripple all.
I'm not in his live. I'm just watching his live.
I won't keep you. We're already over the hour mark here.
Thanks for the invite for Maiden. I hope if Maiden's watching, get better.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for stepping in. I appreciate it on short notice.
Hopefully, it's not food poisoning for one of those football-sized burritos or gyros, or no, what was it? What are they called again?
The Dagwoods.
Dagwoods, yes. I think we're gonna have him and me and Maiden are gonna have to do a eat off challenge one of these days.
I told him he's got to do the Christmas challenge that we used to do here in Nova Scotia.
It's not chug eggnog, is it?
No, it's a liter of eggnog,
Oh,
a large donair, and a pumpkin pie.
there's 2 out of the 3 I don't like.
And whoever finished it got a belt, a championship belt.
I can't drink eggnog. That's just way too sweet. I hear I can drink Pepsi and Coke, but ask me to drink eggnog, I'm like, oh my god, no way.
But yeah, so next week's show, if all goes to plan, we're going to have Zach on talking Penguins.
Zach with talking Penguins, or he's going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins?
He's going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh no! I just pulled the Hockey Heroes Brady Tkachuk haircut.
And then the week after that, we have a real big guest coming on, which I'm excited for. Julie, you should be excited. Well, you're the biggest
I'm
guest.
6'5". I can't get any bigger.
You're the biggest guest. But we have the Locked On Wild host coming on the show. So, Julie, hopefully you'll get to be tuned in for that one. So, yeah. Want to thank everyone for coming. Jay for stepping in and appreciate it. Spicy, if you want to talk Ducks, you hit me up and we'll make something happen. Julie, let's go Wild.
Jersey.
I hit a Laffy color flow, Julie says. Nice.
I'm just watching Ripham's other. Was doing a 10 blaster break there, Julie, as well. So I was entered. I thought he said he was going later though, so he was like, "Oh, I'm going 6 o'clock." I'm like, "I'm in alive at 6 o'clock."
But no, appreciate you coming. I really do.
No worries. Like I said, I tell everyone if I'm available for anything, just give me a shout.
Hopefully, we can get
I'll
you and Maiden on, and maybe Leafs fan down under and talk some Leafs hardcore.
Oh, you get the 4 of us going. Oh my God, your ears are going to start bleeding from the talking.
Maybe it'll be after the Rangers beat them or something.
Oh, the Rangers.
But no, appreciate you coming like always. You know you're always welcome. And I appreciate the chat for staying with us for as long as they did. Appreciate all you guys for popping in.
And I'd just like to say, with what happened in the past week, thanks everyone for the support.
Definitely. Definitely.
I'm not going to do anything. I'm the bigger man. So it's going to leave it at that.
And I know Maiden, if he was here, he probably.
Yeah, I know what Maiden did. We all saw what Maiden did. and Johnny.
I know if he was here, he'd probably tell you guys that yesterday was my birthday. So
yeah,
he'd probably say happy birthday DM. But
29?
39.
You're not supposed to admit that.
I don't care. I don't look a day over 18.
Yeah, I reached the point in my life where I forgot how old I was. I'm like, it's not my birthday. I'm this old. I said, no, you're not. I'm like, oh, yeah. I am.
If I shave, I'll still look like I'm back to 18, so it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Julie says always, Jason. So
no worries, Julie. I know everyone that's in the car moody knows me. It was like I was just as shocked as everyone. So I came home 4 hours later. I'm like, huh? I was confused, just to say that.
But no, thanks everyone for tuning in to Hockey Stick Talk Nation. Jay, thanks for coming again. All the chat, appreciate every one of you. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification button to be notified for next Friday. And Christopher says, no, don't shave. We all wish we had. I'm letting it go. Getting ready for playoffs next year.
Yeah. I got a playoff beard still going for 2025.
But no, everyone, thanks for coming. Hope you all have a good weekend. Make sure, like I said, hit that like, subscribe. Make sure you give this guy a sub if you haven't already. He's got great content. Do you still do the poker?
Yeah, poker Sunday at 6 o'clock Eastern.
There you go. Are we going to get the other game? I can't forget
Sticks Jeopardy.
that
Or
one. And then,
what we call it. Yeah, I'm gonna just give that a break till winter when hockey season starts again. So
okay. Always remember to pick Laffy.
yeah. Hey, you won.
Yeah. And then Sticks lost. Or no, who lost that one? I can't remember. Someone picked him and they're like lost.
Yeah. Like I said, I make it random. Is that always your best players or worst players on it? So I don't even know. I shuffle it up and put it in there. Like, oh, okay, it's under here. Let's see how that goes.
No, but it's always fun. Always fun with you here too, Jay. So appreciate it.
We'll start up again. It's gonna give it. I gotta get some prizes. I also got my 4-year coming up, so I gotta get a hobby box to give away for that at the end of September as well. So
I'm almost to 2, so once I get to 200, I'm going to do a giveaway. And I don't know if anyone's seen the post, but if you guys send in questions, I'm going to pick a random question every week and talk about it on air. And if I do, I'm going to send you your favorite player or your favorite team.
I've got the question of the week right here. Do you prefer 2-ply or 3-ply?
That's a good one. It all depends. Are you stuck or not?
Well, I don't know what you're wearing depends. That's a whole other situation.
Imagine. No, but I appreciate y'all. Thanks so much. We're at 197. Let's see if we can get me to 200 by tonight.
I know you got 3 of my votes already in there, so
that's
my 2
right.
account from Tristan.
Hopefully he enjoys that frog.
Oh, like I said, I showed you the picture. I literally got that a couple of weeks ago. So, well, yeah, that's the frog that's on the stat. So
awesome.
2 for there.
Hopefully you enjoy the mail that's inside too.
Yep. Like I said, I'll be opening it all on my mail day.
Perfect.
Surprise. I'm not holding it up to the light trying to see or anything.
No, perfect. So yeah, thanks again, everyone. Hope you all have a good weekend. I'll see you next Friday. Hopefully I'll be able to do a video sometime this week too. I got a couple
stuff. That's the problem.
Yeah, I got a couple of eBay pickups that are coming in here probably this week, so be able to do mail day video on some of those.
Sweet.
But yeah, no. Hopefully. But thanks everyone again for coming. Remember, tune in next week. Hopefully we get Zach's questions on.
Diamond, 3 diamond, Mitch Marner.
There you go.
Just pulled it. To go
pre-ankle injury.
What's that?
Pre-ankle injury.
Yeah, pre-ankle injury. Oh.
That's good. Stock's still up then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Everyone have a good rest of your night and a good weekend. I'll make sure I catch all your guys' videos as soon as I can. I've been watching them here and there with everything going on too in the summer. So, any nice Ranger cards pulled?
I haven't seen. I've been just watching periodically, looking over, and anytime I see a Maple Leaf, I come being caught it on. I'm like, I've got 2 nice ones that I don't have, so I'm happy.
Nice. But yeah, no. Thanks, everyone.
There's a bunch of Fantillis pulled. I know that much. Oh, we have another.
Another underrated player there, too, Fantilli. I think the coaching change going to help him, too. But no, thanks, Jay. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep, no worries.
Everyone else, have a good night, you too. Hopefully you get something big out of Ribbon Ball's pull or break. So
I already got 2 good ones, so I'm happy.
Let's go for an auto. Let's go for an auto.
We're just hoping for a Bedard's because the Bedard's are random. So at the end of the stream. So
nice. All right, guys. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks, Jay.
Go, Leafs, go.